Welcome to the Woman 31 podcast. This is your host, Latoya. This is episode 91. And we're out with the old and in with the new. You don't want to miss this. Welcome to the Woman 31 podcast. This is your host, Latoya. And just like I said, out with the old, in with the new. Today's episode is going to be a little different. Well, the last one was a little different too, but I just want to let you know that next week we will be going into another book of the Bible. So just walk with me. But I wanted to share this bonus episode because we're going to be making some changes around here. And I thought it was best to let you know, especially if you've been with me. If you're new, welcome. You won't miss anything then, I guess. But if you've been rocking with me for a while, then I thought it was fitting to just share with you some updates. And so that's what today's episode is going to be about. It is July 10th, 2025. And we are going to be changing. Woman 31 is going to change the name. We're changing our name. We're going away from Woman 31, so to speak. So same mission, same purpose, but we are going to change the name. With that being said, the cover for the podcast, of course, will reflect that. And so that's why I wanted to do a episode, because I didn't want you to be like, what happened? I wanted you to be informed. I'm also going to email you. Feel free to subscribe to our mailing list if you haven't already. It's in the show notes. But I kind of want to give you a little bit of the why. Why are we changing? What can you expect? That kind of thing. So just walk with me. Walk with me, will you? So we have been actively in ministry, I want to say for maybe like 3 years. I really lose count, but I know it's about 3 years. And we have been podcasting for about a year and some change. This is the 91st, or this is episode 91. So we've been podcasting for some time now. And throughout that, we have stayed firm on our mission. And that is to equip the saints. To encourage you to dive deeper into God's word, to point you to Christ, to equip you to be better disciples for Him. And originally, we came up with Woman 31. It was a name that it was sitting on the shelf, and I sat it on the shelf because I felt like I'm not a Woman 31. I'm not a Proverbs 31 woman. I don't, equate to that. And then my husband said, out of nowhere, you're a Proverbs 31 woman. And so I was like, okay, this must be time, right? And so Woman 31 was born, essentially, where it was officially born. I mean, we've been teaching for a while, long time, 10 years. I mean, we've been teaching, we've been doing ministry work. But as far as making it official, I decided to make it official. Woman 31 was born. And with that, we did Bible studies, and we still do. Actually, we just finished on how to study the Bible. So we have Bible studies, going in depth with the Bible, giving you practical tips and strategies so that you can be better disciples for Him. And we started to see I don't want to say disconnect, but like a shift in the name versus what we do. And so I had been pondering on changing the name. I knew I was eventually going to have to change the name. And then someone brought it to my attention, which was kind of confirmation because I had been praying about this. And they were like, I really see a lot of ministries who name themselves like Proverbs 31 or whatever, and it really doesn't resonate with me because the same reasons, like you feel like you can't measure up to that. And of course, even this name may not please everyone, and that's fine. But I understood the point that this individual was making because, to be honest, we haven't even did a study on Proverbs 31. We just recently wrapped up Women in the Bible, but we talk about the entire Bible. You know what I mean? We're in the New Testament right now, but it's really about equipping. And so we just really, and we, asked wise counsel and just really, again, prayed about it, thought about it, but we really wanted a name that was going to resonate with us and build a bridge and connect us with the purpose that we have. Not that Woman 31's name, quote unquote, didn't do that, but it's hard sometimes to explain what Woman 31 is about because people will always associate it with Proverbs 31, which I mean, you should in a sense. And it's so much more than that. And so we're changing the name. The mission is going to stay the same. The foundation, which is Christ, is going to stay the same. The website's going to be the same. Colors are going to be the same. We're going to add a little razzle dazzle, but that's going to be the same. But what can you expect different? Well, number one, finally decided to take the plunge and go on social media, mainly because there's a lot of people that listen to us internationally. And the podcast is great. And some of those are on the mailing list, but just to be able to connect, different time zones and stuff like that, to be able to connect with people, we thought it'd be good to test out Instagram. Okay. So just testing it out. I went on Facebook by default because they're linked in, and I think Threads or something like that, just because they're all linked together. And so we just wanted to kind of test that out and expand the ministry because of that reason. Just give people other resources and other ways to connect. We do have a Telegram, but it's a private Telegram group, and it's hard to find it because it's a private Telegram group, and it's difficult to share it because there's no way to filter people. Like usually it's somebody that knows somebody. I'm still working on that, but we just wanted to make it a safe space, which is why it's private. And so we couldn't really share that to do outreach. And so the Instagram was like the next best thing. So that's why we're doing it. And in that, we're going to have a lot more rich conversation, focusing on more practical, more biblical, godly living, more on discipleship, how to be a better disciple through God's word, digging in the Bible like we've been doing. I also like it because, sometimes I'll have my husband as a guest, and it's kind of awkward for him to share Woman 31 to the people that he knows, men. So now it's like, it's not that gray area. It's just easier, I guess. And it's also a lot easier for me to reach out to other people as potential guests so that we can have different perspectives and also listen to people who are doing ministry. So that's going to be fun. I'm kind of planning that hopefully for next year. But I just wanted to let you know and give you a heads up. You can expect better content that's more focused on our original mission, which was equipping the saints, pointing you to Christ like we've been doing. But it's going to feel very organic and it's going to flow very well. Because like I said, nothing is going to change as far as the website. Actually, you can still go to woman31ministries.com and it will point you to the new website. It's already pointing. I think that you can use that for up to a year. It will still point you to the new website, so you won't miss a beat. I will tell you that next week's episode will be our new name. Will be under our new name, and also we're going to make changes after we send out this episode. So probably when you hear this, hopefully you'll hear it before I change the actual podcast cover. But like I said, everything else is almost changed. We're still kind of tweaking some things. So I thank you for your encouragement. I thank you for joining us in on this ride. I pray that this blesses you continually. I pray that you'll be blessed even more so by the things that we put out. And I look forward to hearing from you. Don't feel like you can't reach out. Please reach out to us. We can, if you're in iTunes, you can send us a fan mail, like I think directly through it. But feel free to connect. We respond in a timely manner. We just bless you. So I'm done. Talk to you next week. See you soon.